Now
All
we're
right.
definitely ready.
Cool. So we are going to gonna use a little token here if I can find it. Huh, maybe I can't find it. I thought I had it prepared. That's okay. We're gonna click upload and we're gonna upload a new version of it because I still have it in my files here.
Okay, Mr.
Derpa. This will take a moment. Sorry. I thought I had this already.
Good job.
Okay. We are going to put this on the map here, make it way smaller. I am going to use this to show you kind of where you are on the map.
Okay.
Just for both of our sakes. So, during last session, you had spoken with this rowdy band of individuals calling themselves the Children of Light. And with their leader, Ko. And you agreed to accompany them, at least for now, in their mission to breach what they call the Aether Gate. It is a gateway between worlds, a way to hop between the planes, so to speak. In order to do this, they have to assault the castle within Arkenstead, which is the capital of Astoria, but they are not prepared to do so, and probably won't be for quite some time. So until then, they are lying low, gathering their forces, and splitting up the important players within their band, these Children of Light, to make sure that they can kind of all, at least some of them, can get to Everly untouched. Everly being the capital of East End on the far eastern shores of Astoria. You will be traveling with Ashley Reed and Ko of Night Vale, who have both who you've met both, and you've all kind of decided to head to this small town called Grayspire. It is one of the many stops that you can make along the way to Everly, and it seems to be a nice, quaint little village just on the outskirts of the Dawnswood. And so, where we left off last session, you had just begun your journey to Grayspire. Your first night went by quietly, easily, without issue. And for the sake of narrative, we'll go ahead and push this forward just a little bit. Your second and your third night seemed to go by just fine as well. There was no run-ins with anything particularly dangerous, no brigands or outlaws or bandits or anything like that. And on the fourth day, traveling eastward, southeast from Arendor, you have finally arrived at the wonderfully jovial, we'll call it jovial town of Grayspire. And I will move.
Oh, for Jeebus.
Arriving from the northeast, you arrive at, you start to see it kind of spring up in the distance. There's a large wall built around the town with a few small kind of houses and hovels and farms on the outskirts. And you find yourself passing a large pond, what's obviously a fishing pond, on the road towards this city. You pass a couple of small houses on the way. One looks like it's very much a farming establishment, and you see a couple of children out at play. Most of they look human to you, but you can't be sure from this distance. But the first thing that you do notice is a huge field next to this farming establishment of strawberries. And you're familiar with strawberries. These would be one of the crops that you had planted back home. Ko kind of stops for a minute, and she just takes in a breath of fresh air. You can see just outside, standing outside of the main, what looks like the main house in this establishment, is an older gentleman, and he gives you both a nod, kind of watching you a little warily, but not. He doesn't seem too worried or anything. He's just keeping an eye.
Okay.
Okay.
Which side of town are we on? This side?
You're going.
Or
Look for the
this
one.
side? The one, okay.
That is where you will. That is the gate, the main gate of the city. At least coming from this side. This is, as you approach it, you actually see the gate itself. Two tall, broad doors. And in front of them is a portcullis that is currently closed. And you can see that there is a guard tower and a gatehouse. Two guard towers, actually, one on either side of the road, and a large gatehouse that kind of protects this gate entryway. And as you approach, you can see 4 or 5 guards kind of standing in front of the gate on the outside, and another 4 or 5 on the inside. And one of them holds out a hand and kind of motions you to come closer. But he's got this fully armored. All of the guards are wielding spears with a shield, and all of them appear to be wearing chainmail. And they have a color-coded uniform. It is black and red. And the one that waves you forward is wearing what looks like some kind of dress uniform almost over his chainmail.
Okay.
Do you guys approach?
I guess. I mean, I thought Ko was leading.
Oh, I mean, I'm just trying to let you do stuff when you want to do stuff. So
Yeah.
if you want me to just sit here and tell the whole thing, I can. Okay, and as you approach the gate, the guard approaches you, kind of moves forward, and the others fall in flank behind him. And he's got this big handlebar mustache. He looks kind of middle-aged, probably. He's got light blondish hair, kind of tanned skin, and as you approach, well, can I help you with anything?
We need passage into the city. That's just about it.
Ko kind of gives you a nod. Oh, and what's your business here?
Passing through mainly, and getting supplies.
Supply and yes, of course. Follow me. What's your name? And Ko looks over to you real quickly, and you see your eyes get kind of big for a minute.
Call me Teal.
Teal, all right. You can see her visibly relax. I am Ko of Nightvale. And Ashley speaks up, and she's, just call me Warden. I'm Warden. And the guard brings out this small bit of parchment and starts jotting your names down, folds it up, sticks it back in his coat, and he gives you all a nod. All right, follow me. and we'll get you into the city. And is there anything in particular you're looking for in terms of supplies?
What else do we need? I forgot to write down a list.
Oh, we can get whatever we need here. Really, I don't think we're looking for anything in particular.
True.
The guard gives a nod. He's like, all right, well, let's go, I guess. And he leads you to the front gate, which now that you get closer to it, you can see this eagle emblazoned across the front of it. This is the Eagle Gate of the city. And sounds off to the guards in the gatehouse as well, who raise the gate for him and the portcullis and open the two massive double doors that kind of block off the city. And inside you see a nice, cozy town. From this vantage point, it doesn't look terribly large. You can kind of make out bits and pieces of the other side of the city. It looks like the whole thing is walled in from top to bottom all the way around. And the architecture here is really similar to what you saw in Arendor. There are people kind of out and about, though not in large numbers. It's definitely got a much smaller feel to it than Arendor. And you also start to see there are you don't see any Inara, but you see humans, elves, and you see a couple of much shorter individuals that you recognize as halfling, mixed in among the groups and stuff. You hadn't actually seen any halflings in Arendor at all, but you see a couple of halflings here. And the guard leads you through the big main gate into the other side and steps back over, and they proceed to lock up. And there's a couple other guards on the other side. They're not messing with you at all. It just seems like you have free access to the city right now. And Ko turns to you and she, Teal? Really?
What?
Well, I guess if you like colors.
Would you have liked me to give my real name?
Probably not. I don't know what name they know you by in Arendor, but
Eve.
That's not the one you should use. Okay, don't use that.
Yeah, I figured by that look on your face.
Yep. Nobody really knows me, so I can go buy a bunch of stuff as long as we're not down in the southern forests or Eichmer. Should be fine.
I'm not gonna ask.
Don't worry. Just wanted for a couple of crimes. That's it. Just a bunch and just a lot of things.
Blow up an orphanage?
Not quite that bad, but close. Blew up a temple.
That works too.
It was a fun time. But,
oh dear.
Welcome to Greyspire. As you'll notice, there seem to be no Grey Spires here, and there is a good reason for that. There was a tower here in the middle of the city, and it fell over, and it killed a whole bunch of people. So now you know why it's called Greyspire.
Okay. Any idea why it's so locked up?
Oh, pretty much all the cities are like this right now, with the undead kind of going crazy. People are very wary of necromancers or bandits that are taking advantage of the chaos. And Ashley's like, she kind of just snorts. Oh, I hate necromancers.
Probably doesn't help that I have a necromancer's book, does it?
You have a necromancer's book?
Yes.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the spell book that I have.
Oh, yeah.
It has necromancer spells in it.
Yeah, that's right. You have that.
I have a lot of shit to sell.
Just don't start raising undead and we're good. If you do start raising undead, try to do it in a very private fashion.
Don't you mean sneaky fashion?
Sneaky's not the right word for this one.
Alright.
Ko kind of trails off ahead of you, leading you down the road. She looks back to you. Well, there's an inn here we can stay at. There's hold on. Well, there's an inn here we can stay at. There's a There's a couple of shops. There's a small marketplace here. There's some temples. If you're the religious sort, we can stay there, but I don't think you are.
Kinda. Not really.
Nope. There's an ancestral temple here, and there's also a druid's temple here. So if you like the ancestors or you like nature, that's probably your thing.
No.
All right, then.
Nope, I'm good.
Where'd you want to go first? We can go get some grub and secure a place at the inn, or we can
What would you
go
prefer?
shopping. I don't care. It's up to you.
Oh,
by the way, go ahead and mark off 4 rations.
Okay, 4 rations. 1 second.
Yep.
I never added them to my sheet. Wait,
They're
yes,
part
I
of your
did.
explorer's pack.
Well, I don't put it in my explorer's pack because there's no like drop down menu. So I put it in my main inventory.
Okay, no need to get snarky or sassy.
Yeah. I do have a lot of things I need to sell though.
All right, well let's hit the markets, see what we can find.
Sure.
I do love shopping. It's so exciting. Shut up.
What made you get money?
Money is so exciting, so very exciting. It actually just kind of gives you this sarcastic, dry look. I do suppose I should probably stock up on some crossbow bolts. Let's go. Actually, I think she uses a longbow. Hold on.
She uses longbow. I got some arrows for her. I have 40.
Is she an elf? No, she's a half elf. That's right. Okay, yeah, she uses crossbow. All right, and Ko kind of takes you to what is the center of town, and you can see this large kind of. It's not a guild hall. It's basically a mansion in the center of town, but it's several different buildings kind of chained together. And you notice that it has different wings marked for different things. There's outside of one of the entrances, there are several kiosks and shops set up. And people kind of calling out, selling flounders, about 12 silver pieces per bundle, stuff like that. God, I can't get loud. My throat hurts.
It's okay. Just take your time.
Ugh.
You're not
I'm
in a
gonna
hurry.
die. And you can also see several other standing shops kind of near the city square here. You see another small building off to the side. It's circular and gray, with these vines growing all over the pillars and stuff. And you can gather pretty quickly that this is the Druids' Enclave. You're not too sure what the Druids' Enclave does, but it is a thing. That much you would know. And you've seen their temples before in Arendor, just briefly. But it looks like this kind of manor-esque area in the front is kind of the town's city center, where everybody goes to sell their goods or conduct business. There is one of the entrances leads directly into a small bar, basically. It's not so much a bar so much as a restaurant that also happens to have a bar. And you can smell you can get the beef and the steaks and stuff that they're cooking there. Kind of this waft of it. And Ko kind of leads you into this area where all the merchants are set up, and she turns to you. She's, well, you got shit to sell, you said, so get to selling. Oh, God. We might have to cut it short tonight. I don't know. My throat's acting up. Hold on.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, God,
he's been
not
sick
like this.
for like 2 weeks, and he's just now starting to get over it.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
No matter how short the episode, it's fine.
Okay, sorry. Let's keep on. Okay. All the merchants around the stalls. In fact, let me see if I have different music for this. Something a little more city-esque.
I need to break apart that explorer's pack. Okay, so
let me know when you're ready.
I suppose I should keep the hemp rope. What should the hemp rope? Okay. And then add. Do I need to keep the backpack for the stuff?
You can, yeah, I would say you're gonna need a backpack to carry everything.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, what are you wanting to sell first? What are you wanting to go for? You got weapons, I see.
Metal.
Lots of weapons. Scrap metal. Okay.
15
roll me a
pounds.
perception check. Co kind of claps you on the shoulder real quick. I'm gonna leave you to it. I'm gonna head out. Got some business to take care of real quick. There's some shady people that I need to meet, and best if you just stay put.
Does anyone want to buy a book?
I don't think they're gonna want to buy books. These aren't the people for books. They're the people for smuggling.
Well, I mean, a necromancer book is...
Yeah, no, that's not something they're gonna want to buy. Nice try. All right, I'm gonna head out. You have fun. And she heads out, kind of heading towards the east side of the city. The 22 on your perception check. You don't see anybody directly in your vicinity that seems like they would be interested in scrap metal, but you notice there is a small column of smoke rising, not too far from you, and you kind of follow it further into the city, and find yourself staring at what can only be described as a blacksmith. You see where the forge itself is outdoors, and he's got it currently lit up. He's a halfling, kind of older looking guy, and he's got very sparse, just wispy hair that's all black and kind of stringy. Currently he's at work sharpening the end of this sharp tool that looks like it'd be used to punch holes in leather, perhaps. And as you come up, he kind of gets up off this rocking chair that he'd been sitting in. Oh, I have a customer. What's it this time? Nails? A rake? What do you need?
Well, I'm actually here to sell you some scrap metal. I thought you might need.
Oh, I love buying stuff. I do. All right, let me take a look at it. You got some scrap metal here.
Yep.
All right. Kind of hand it off to him, and he goes through most of it, just making sure that it's actual, metal, kind of getting the content of the metal and the quality. Oh, it's good enough metal, I guess. Go for some. Make a whole lot of nails out of this. All right. You got any sand? I'll take sand. We have a shortage of that right now.
Sand? Really?
Yeah, sand. We need some sand.
Sadly,
I use it for casting.
Sadly, I don't have any sand.
It's alright, I didn't think you did. Most people don't carry jars of sand around with them. If they did, it's probably just because there's water everywhere or something. But here you go. This much scrap metal, 15 pounds, give or take. Say, could you do 20 silver?
I feel like I'm being lowballed.
For scrap metal?
I don't know how much scrap metal is worth, do I?
Okay, let me put it this way. Think of a gold as a $100 bill, a silver as a $10 bill, and a copper as a $1 bill. That's almost exactly what the exchange rate is, basically.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'll take 20 silver.
20 silver is $200.
Alright.
You're actually getting an insane deal for that if you really think about it, I guess, but it's fine. We'll leave it. He takes it, hands you the 20 silver. Is there anything else is there anything else you got to sell? Is there anything you'd like to buy?
I don't exactly know what you sell other than nails.
Well, I mean, I sell mostly just equipment and stuff, but I've got a couple long swords, and they're not useful long swords. They're just long swords, but got some hammers, some things like that, armor if you like armor.
I have
most of it just sits here, but
I have a lot of weapons and armor to sell too. Yeah.
I can't do anything with that. I'm probably try the market though, but thanks for the scrap metal. It'll come in handy.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, what are you trying to sell next?
I'm guessing the weapons.
The weapons, okay. Roll me, this time it's an investigation check. Nice. Looking around, you find a merchant who's he's not as active as most of the others. He's kind of just letting everyone else do their shouting and other things. He's got a little kiosk set up. But it's not so much a kiosk so much as he just is sitting in the road with a big crate that he's selling goods off of. And you can see that he's mostly selling small weapons, things like daggers, light hammers, stuff like that, sickles, etc. He's just mostly selling small weapons. And he looks very much like he's just eyeing the other merchants more than anything else. And he looks like he might be a good potential buyer. Maybe.
Okay.
Going to this guy, and he is a human, and he has long black hair, and it's all in dreadlocks. And I mean, it is all the way down to his ass. And he definitely does not look like he's from here. And when you approach, he gives you a look up and down real fast, and don't think I've got anything for you. You look like you can handle something a little bigger than a dagger, afraid. Unless it's a dagger you're looking for, in which case I got plenty of them.
That much I can see. I was actually looking for someone to buy some of the daggers and some of long swords, a light hammer.
Oh, are you a weapons merchant? Are you an arms runner? Is that how this works? All right, let me take a look at what you got here.
Okay.
He takes a look at the long swords and the weapons and stuff, and where'd you get all these anyway? You don't look like a smith. You don't look like a merchant to me, really.
Let's say it's in between a merchant and an adventurer.
Oh, all right. You're one of those people. You kill people for stuff. Got it.
I technically got all this stuff off undead, but that works too.
Oh, all right. You're protector of the innocent and a beacon of light for your people. Got it. Understood. Thank you so much for your service to us. Now, this equipment's kind of rough shape. Most of it looks pretty heavily used. See the. I'll go ahead and take it off your hands. There's a light hammer here, a couple of daggers, a long sword. Are you looking to sell the arrows?
Sure.
All right, well, she's got a short bow, long bow. I'm gonna say, go ahead and roll me a d20, please.
1 second. $11.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna go ahead and call it hold on. I need a calculator to do math for this.
Math brain hurt.
The arrows, short bows are pretty cheap, but you have a lot of them. And then a long bow. Cool. He looks at it all. He looks all of it over, and well, this is a bit of a doozy, but how about 75 gold for the lot?
Would I know if that's fair?
You can roll me an intelligence check or an insight check, your choice.
Apparently, I'm proficient in insight.
I don't know. You're the one that made your sheet.
18.
18. Where are my dice? Hello, dice? Where are you? Results. Okay, there's one right here. He seems like he's definitely a man of opportunity. And he's probably lowballing just a little bit, but not very much. He seems very uninterested in trying to haggle or anything like that. He seems like he's just trying to make a quick buck and just kind of take it easy.
All right. You said 75 gold?
Yep.
All right. I'll take it.
Okay.
I also want to ask you why you're just staring at all the other merchants like they're showboating?
I'm watching this one right here, and he points to this one woman, human mid, probably late 20s, black hair, kind of tied up in a bun. She's selling jewelry. I'm watching her. So far, she's swindled 3 different people. She keeps showing them this nice sapphire ring, and then she's switching it out with a fake. It's been pretty entertaining to see. You can see other merchants doing this as well here. Look at that guy over there, and he points to a halfling that's got various kind of cloths on a table. He's selling quote unquote healing cloths, people. I think it's interesting.
Cloths.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it works, but it's funny.
Shameless. And funny.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining in my opinion. I think these people are a bunch of shitters. That's really what I think. But that's all right. I'm just a traveling merchant passing through, Trying to make a quick dollar. Gold. Dollars don't exist in this world. Sorry.
Yes, I noticed. But I let it slide.
Yeah, I mean, you can let it slide. You could. I'm probably the only person in this town that's gonna buy those things anyway. You might have some luck with the guardhouse, but probably not because they're a bunch of pansies. That's okay. Now, unless you have anything else to sell, I think it's probably best if you don't wander here too long. It's a bad look for me.
Oh, why?
Because now I'm just sitting here chatting idly with a customer, and I'm not going to get any other customers until I'm available.
True. But you're also just sitting here, watching them.
And this is true, but that does not mean that I welcome company.
Okay.
All right. Well, you have a great day.
You too.
Kind of goes back to watching the woman who's currently in the process of trying to sell this sapphire ring to another person. And you watch her go over like how real looking the sapphire is. You can make me a perception check if you'd like.
Sure. Nope.
Yeah. You don't see the switch. You know it's there, but you don't see the switch. Before you know it, there's a guy walking away. He's already handed her a bunch of gold, and he's walking away, kind of fawning over this sapphire ring that it looks like he might have just bought for a loved one or a family member. There's other merchants around as well. Are you selling your tinderbox and your torches?
Yes. I don't really need them.
And the leather armor? Roll me an investigation check. Nice. I was going to say that you don't find anybody willing to buy your leather armor, but I guess you do. You do find a. Also, I just want to let you know that you sold all that for 75 gold, right?
Yeah.
That is $7,500. Think
Good
about
for you.
that. Anyway, you find a quartermaster from the guards post that is currently has a post set up, and they're doing various businesses and trading and stuff like that. And there is a sign posted, and it basically just reads "buying armor." Buying defensive supplies is what it says on the sign, and it looks like he's selling some other things, some like various equipment, more or less. But he looks very bored out of his mind right now. And when you approach him, he's human, kind of, pale skin this time around. Looks young-ish, but not too young, probably early 20s. And as you approach, he has this kind of spark in his eye. Yeah. Are you here to sell, or are you here to buy?
Sell, and I don't know what you.
Well, we mostly just got
selling.
equipment. There's not a whole lot here. There's we got this doohickey, and he kind of pulls up this shovel that has another shovel on the other side of it, and he's like, "It's pretty good for digging holes, but that's about all it is, really." The city guard here is looking for armor if you have it, and we're looking for certain weapons too, but nothing too crazy.
Well, I happen to have some leather armor I'm not using anymore.
Leather armor? Is it studded leather? Because this leather armor is not gonna go for a lot. We probably could use it on some of the scouts and stuff, though.
Yeah, it's just normal.
Normal
Otherwise,
leather.
I
Okay,
look
that's
at my
fine.
clothes. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to give you what I'm wearing.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can keep your clothes on. That's fine. Leather armor. Let's see. Our listed price for it here is gonna be. We'll give you 3 GP for it.
Sure.
All right, 3 gold pieces. And would you be interested in donating to the Queen's Fund today? There's no queen, but we call it the Queen's Fund, kind of making fun of the Queen, who we don't have.
Uh, what's the point of making fun of it?
It's more of just a satirical commentary on how all of our leaders within this country are male.
I never thought about it that way.
Isn't it funny? I think it's great. But the Queen's Fund, what it does is we supply basically just children with reading material. We find books and stuff like that. You can find a Queen's Fund in just about every city, but currently, you know, stocks are a little low right now. Hard times, undead, stuff like that.
Is he bullshitting?
No, not that you can tell. You're free to roll an insight check.
Nope.
No, that you can tell.
For shits and giggles, I give him 2 silver.
2 silver? Okay, he takes it. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. I'll make sure that this gets to the Queen's Fund.
Do you know where I could sell a tinderbox and some torches?
Oof. Torches. I mean, we could probably use some torches. I'll give you a copper each for them.
I have 10.
All right, well, here's a silver. Tinderbox. I mean, you're probably not going to be able to sell that. There's so many of them. Tell you what, I'll take the tinderbox off your hands. 2 copper.
Okay, I'll give it to him.
Okay.
2 copper and silver. Alright.
All right. Well, I hope you have a good day, and do be careful. We did spot some undead, not far from here, so just be easy. Don't go wandering too far outside the city walls. Probably not too safe out there.
That doesn't sound fun. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, and you have yourself a wonderful day.
You too.
I won't, but I'll pretend. And he kind of goes back to working on various charts and stuff like that. And it's about this point where Ko comes back. You spot her currently haggling with a merchant over some fish, and she succeeds. I could have rolled that off her sheet, but I'm lazy. You see her walk away with a couple fish. We call that like, I don't know, she got 2 fish out of it, probably like copper. And she's kind of taking the fish and splitting them up into various pieces and stuff and downing them. She comes up to you. Oh, you look busy.
Of course I'm busy. What have you been
That was
doing?
sarcasm. Nothing. Just making deals and securing alliances. That's exactly what I'm doing. What have you been doing?
Well, selling, and about to find someone for this book.
Oh, so you've been making deals and securing alliances too. Different kinds. Got it.
Yes.
You want some fish? Delicious, but I think it's cod.
I'm not that hungry right now, but maybe Sorry, Snowflake.
That's what you get for playing the same character in every campaign.
Well, I could still tell them apart.
Kind of nods to Snowflake and flicks her this big bit of chunk of fish, and Snowflake just scarfs it in seconds. She's like, yeah, "That's pretty interesting. Never seen a dragon up close myself. Not here, anyway. Pretty cool. All right, well, there's an inn here. A couple of inns here, actually. Two that I've seen. One that I've stayed at. You want high class or low class? What are you thinking?
What's better?
I mean, it's up to you. We can spend more money and be more comfortable, or we can spend less money and be less comfortable.
Do you prefer to be comfortable or not comfortable?
You know what? Let's go high class for the night. We can always switch ends.
True.
And she kind of nods her head, not nods her head, but kind of tilts her head over to one side of the city. She's over there. Follow me.
Uh-huh.
And leads you to a large building on the other side of the city, kind of past the temple, and a couple of houses. And you see this one building that looks like it could be just a really big house, except for it's got a sign outside of it, kind of marking it as an inn, and it is the Ironside Inn. And you can see this is probably a pretty decent inn, just from what you've experienced so far. It's got various signs, telltale signs of decent inns. It's clean, for one. It seems to be well packed. Like, there's lots of people inside, but it's not just rowdy or super loud or anything. So it's not like a dive bar. But as you enter into the inn atmosphere does kind of bring itself to attention. There's several tables within the inn itself. You can see different groups of individuals, mostly humans, some elves, halflings. You do see a single tiefling, red skin, long black horns, sitting with one group of humans. And for the most part, everybody in here just seems to be having a good time. It's not loud, but there's still quite a few people packed into a small space, so it does have a high volume. You can see that there's a bartender in the far back of the inn, and there's like bear pelts and deer heads mounted on the walls and stuff, and it almost looks like a Bass Pro Shop. And the bartender is a dragonborn, which from Tyr, you would have never seen one of these. Tyr doesn't have dragonborn.
Yeah.
And so you see this large lizard person, basically, long tail, white scales, and big sharp fangs for teeth. And as you enter, she opens her mouth and, we have customers. Come in, enjoy the atmosphere. Oh, what's your poison? You like alcohol? You like water? You like something a little more? Kind of rubs her fingers together when she says it.
Do you want anything?
Ko's like, yeah, I'll take a drink. And Ashley, who has been following silently, speaks up. She's, I'll have one too. Ko's like, give me a shot of fire. She looks at you. You ever had fire whiskey?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, you gotta have it, then. You gotta try. Give me 2 shots of fire whiskey. And Ashley's like, and just give me a big mug of whatever your strongest ale is. And the barkeep here kind of gives you this big nod. Oh, you like fire whiskey, I promise. I'm Sivira. You can just call me Sivir. She kind of starts preparing drinks. lays out a couple of cups for Ko and Ashley. Gives Ashley this big mug. Gives Ko this one small glass and hands you, well, not hands you, but puts on the counter in front of you a small glass as well. And she takes another glass and sets it next to each of y'all's, and she fills it with this blue liquid. Ko kind of points to the glass. She says, "That's for after the shot. It's a little much sometimes, so they give you this palate cleanser to make sure that you don't die."
Then what's the point of drinking it?
Oh, well, you still get really drunk from it.
I don't drink much.
You don't have to drink. I'll take yours then. Kind of takes your shot and scoots it over. You can still have the angel's liquor there. It's not really alcoholic per se. I mean, it kind of is, but there's not much alcohol in it. Basically a wine, if you like that, or I'm sure they've got whatever else you want. Yeah, she took the small glass.
I take it back. I never said I wouldn't try it.
All right. I like that. Cool. And the barkeep's like, that would be let's see, this would be like 2 shots of fire whiskey. And a silver is a tinner. Probably that'll be 3 silver. And Ko kind of pulls out 3 silver and hands it to the barkeep. So I'll pay. Thank you. I hope you enjoy. Do let me know if you'd like any food or rooms or anything else. We have everything you could.
What do you want, Snowflake, to eat?
Snowflake is just like, can't remember. Are we having Snowflake talk yet in this campaign?
I think she still can't really talk, but she can.
Okay, yeah, she doesn't talk yet. She points to another table, and you can see that there's a couple of people eating there, and one of them has this huge, basically slab of beef between a loaf of bread that's been split open, and it's just covered in gravy.
I'll have whatever that is and some bread.
I will also have whatever that is in real life, please. That sounds delicious.
It sounds like a pulled pork.
It's kind of like pulled pork. Yeah, I know it's similar. It would be similar to a pulled pork sandwich, but it's like a brisket with gravy almost. Oh God, this is so good.
Well, you're learning
I'm gonna
to
eat
cook.
barbecue for lunch. I'm gonna eat barbecue for lunch tomorrow. That's when I'm having me some brisket. Oh God, yeah.
It.
Oh, I'm gonna hate myself all day. My stomach's upset today, so tomorrow's gonna be rough.
Eat today.
Huh? Oh no, I broke fast today. I did not make it to 24 hours. There was no way. I was not prepared for that. I did make it to like 17, 18 hours though, so that's pretty good, I'll say. Like, I'll take that. But the barkeep kind of gives you a nudge. It'll be about 10 minutes. He goes back into the kitchen. You can hear conversing with what's probably another cook or a cook or something.
This is kind of weird, but what is she?
She's a white dragonborn.
No, I'm asking them. Literally, because I would never.
Oh, in character. Okay. Ko's like, she's. What do you mean? What is she? She's an innkeep.
I meant the type. Human.
Her race.
I've never seen one.
Yeah, she's a dragonborn. They've got them in a couple of different places I've been to. Dragonborn here are pretty uncommon. You don't see them too often because, well, not in Astoria anyway. They're all across the sea over in Mirvanin. They hang out with the Inara over there.
That's cool. I don't think where I was has any of those.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think they're too common over in pretty much anywhere I've been. Where'd you say you were from again?
You said it was Tyr, right?
Yeah, you guys call it Tyr. From, like, we call our world Earth in real life.
Yeah.
You guys call it Tyr.
We call it Tyr.
Tyr. Huh. That's pretty familiar. lots of mountains, lots of forests, a couple of volcanoes, whole lot of humans and a lot of tieflings and all that jazz. And that sounds like a fairly accurate description of Tyr for the most part.
Stifling magic use?
Yeah, not much magic, pretty much almost none at all, really.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there. It's a great place. It's a great place to get killed. Been killed there twice.
Good for you. I was killed by a beast that wasn't from there.
No, that's a interesting way to put it.
It
Do you know what it
literally-
was?
Can I describe it to her?
What you can remember. Make me a history check. See how much you really remember here.
11.
You can get out in fairly, average detail what this thing looked like, and I'll have her roll an Arcana check to figure out what it, if she knows what it is. She doesn't, and neither does Ashley. So I need to put the nameplates on these things. Let's see. Add character name plates. Double check this. All right, cool. Yeah, so neither of them really know what you're describing, but oh, if you change the name on the character sheet, it changes it. Interesting. Kind of sit and talk for a little bit, relaxed and acting all cool, shooting some b-ball outside of the school.
No.
And eventually your meal is brought to you. And Sivir kind of lays it out. She's got basically you have these two, they're not bowls, they're basically troughs with this, it's like a kind of sub-sandwich style loaf of bread, split open down the middle, and there's just this hunk of meat placed in the middle, and there's this gravy over it that has what looks like shredded meat inside the gravy. And it's served with a side of potatoes, just like basically plain baked potato, more or less. I hope you enjoy. It's kind of a house specialty. That would be it'll cost you, we'll say 2 silver.
Okay, 102 silver.
Much obliged.
Thank you.
And she takes the 2 silver pockets and just gives you a smile. If you need anything else, just let me know. I'm always here. Moves back into the back. Let's see here.
I downed the fire whiskey.
Oh, you're just gonna take the shot? Ko's been waiting for you, and she sees you take the shot. Oh, here we go. All right, and she takes the shot as well. Make me a Constitution save. Especially since you don't drink anymore, I'm gonna say with this.
Nat 1,
Oh
baby.
god, and you nat 1. That's so appropriate. Ko has to make the con save as well. Hers is not with disadvantage because she does drink. Oh god, she still failed it though. Both of you are incapacitated almost immediately by the taste alone. You've had cinnamon before, and you've had drinks with cinnamon in them before, not alcoholic ones really, but you have never had a drink that is such a concentrated amount of cinnamon that it shuts down your nervous system temporarily.
Too much cinnamon.
And for just a moment, you think that you can see the gates of hell. And then you remember that there is a glass of some blue liquid called Angel's Liquor that is supposed to make all this better.
Too much cinnamon.
Ko's like, I'm done. It really gets to you. She reaches out and she starts chugging this blue liquor. And she sets it down. She's like, oh God. Oh, it's rough. It's rough out here. Are you just gonna sit there and take it?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay, you were continuously. You're gonna take a point of damage.
Yep.
She looks at you and she's like, you should really drink that.
Nope, I'm gonna let this memory burn.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yep.
She's like looking at you with this very concerned look on her face. She seems very worried about you. So over the course of this, we'll just go ahead and sum it up. Over the course of this interacting with your digestive system,
I do eventually take it, but
well,
just...
before you have now allowed me to roll the die, so you're gonna take 7 points of we're gonna call this acid damage. As the cinnamon gives you the worst indigestion that you have ever had in your life. But you do eventually down some of the angel's liquor that you've been given, and it is it's sweet in contrast to the very, very interesting cinnamon. It has this really kind of almost berry flavor to it. You can't taste any alcohol at all, and you noticed it instantly stops the burning.
Never again.
That's fire whiskey. It's you're not supposed to let it sit there that long. You just take it.
No, I was letting it burn for a reason. I'm never gonna try it again.
Stupid. That's dumb, but I like it. All right. Sure, why not?
Is there still some bread left?
Oh yeah, there's tons of bread left at this point. It's only been like a minute since your food's been given to you. But Ashley at this point has also ordered herself a meal.
That's mainly for Snowflake. I just want the bread.
Yeah. And Snowflake is chowing down. She loves it. She's 100% into this meat and gravy business. And it's good. What you try is delicious. The gravy is also really good. It's got like bits of shredded pork in it. There's potatoes on the side, and Snowflake's already eaten hers. And overall, it's just pretty delicious. Ashley gets herself. She's got this kind of like fixed up slab of meat, and she's just munching down on it. And Ko doesn't seem that she's really interested in eating anything. She had the fish earlier, so.
I still have that spell book to sell, but other than that...
You might not be able to sell it if it's got necromancy stuff in it. Necromancy's not exactly the best thing in the world here.
Do you think somebody would buy it to destroy it?
Maybe. There could be a reward if you turned it into like the Mages Guild or maybe the College of Ashara, some place like that. You could visit the Mages Guild here in town and see if they know anything.
Yeah, we'll check before we leave, if that's alright.
Sure. Probably gonna spend a couple days here in town. It's a good stop off before we head out. There's a long trip before we get to the next city.
Yeah, I suppose we should, divvy up on the rations at least.
Yeah, get some rations, get some fun, secure alliances, make some shady deals, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That's what we do here.
They also said undead are outside of town too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they said not to wander too far from town.
Interesting. Our funds are a little low. We could look for some work while we're here in town.
I'm for it.
You're for it? I like working. I like funds, really. I don't like working. If somebody would just give me a bunch of gold, that'd be better, I think.
Yeah, too bad you have to work for it.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta work for it. Alright, well. I know that there's a quest board here in the town. Kind of looks around. She points to this pegboard, this cork board. that's got just dozens of notes written on it, various like handmade flyers, that kind of thing. So we can always check that out or ask around town, see if there's anything we can help with. Might just involve fixing up, somebody's house, but I mean, fixing a house is fixing a house. That's money. It's less
Sure.
dangerous than killing skeletons.
You prefer non-dangerous work, don't you?
I mean, I prefer whatever keeps me alive. Although I bet you some skeletons, if the guard's looking for it, probably could fetch a pretty penny.
Do you think they'd
And
have requests?
she gets up and she kind of sets her drink down and nods to the board. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Or you can come with me if you'd like to see what they've got to offer.
Sure.
All right. So you guys head across the tavern, and it's a fairly large tavern, but you see this massive board, and over it just says jobs. And there's various flyers. Let's see, there is. Excuse me, sorry. That's the good burp. Everybody likes getting burp. Let's see. Well, I had some of these written down, but I guess I'm just dumb.
Lose them?
Maybe. I guess now is a good time for a break if you have to take one.
Yeah, I need another drink, and I need to go check on Grandpa. Be right back.
Sure.
What are you typing?
The job board.
Oh.
Okay. We're gonna have to stop soon. My voice is just fucked.
Oh, yeah, I figured we were gonna stop after we, go to bed.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah.
No, another just RP session, but next session we'll get into all the goodies. Okay.
That's fine.
Looking through the jobs posted on the job board, there's a couple of them. You see one in kind of this hand-drawn, colored illustration. And underneath it, it's an illustration of this giant, basically giant, and he's got this huge club, and he's falling to the ground with his face split open. And underneath it says, "Hrolgan the Mighty has fallen. Reward for discovering the location of his treasure cache." There's others. You kind of pour over them, and these are just the most interesting, the ones that stand out to you. One says "Undead in the area, help wanted," and it has the seal of the Royal Guard on it. There's another one. This one also has the seal of the Royal Guard on it, but underneath it, it has the seal of the city on it. You find out it's the seal of Greyspire. And it says "Cobalt Bandit Clan at large, be wary. 30 gold bounty on their heads, or 30 gold bounty on their arrest or execution." There's one just says housework. It doesn't tell you what kind of housework. 2 silver a day. One's smith assistant needed, 8 copper a day plus lodging and food. And then there's another one that's kind of very, very elegantly placed, but very simple in its design. It's got a singular logo, which is just a it's a heart with an arrow through it, and both sides of the arrow have frost coming off of them. And it says, "Looking for work? Sign up with the Snow Hearts. Speak with Siver at Ironsides."
Well, that's vague. Not telling us the amounts.
Are you talking about the last one?
Yeah.
And
the top one. And the second one. And
a
the
lot of
fourth
these
one.
are gonna be vague. The fourth one says 2 silver a day.
It says 2 silver a day, but housework. What kind of housework?
A lot of these are going to be vague. We'll just have to talk to the people, and each one of these has contact information for who to contact, who to speak to.
Well, we could see what pays the most.
I mean, it's really up to you. Some of it's going to be dangerous, some of it's not, but I feel like we can take just about anything on this anyway. Kobold bandit clan. I'm not sure if we can handle a whole clan of bandits. That sounds pretty sketch to me. I mean, what about you?
I don't know. I've never tried. I've taken on a lot of skeletons.
Ashley's like, well, with stealth, we could probably get around just about anything that they could throw at us, honestly.
And the question is it 30 gold per, or for the entire clan?
I bet you it's 30 gold for the whole thing. That's what it sounds like to me. 30 gold per head? That'd be crazy. Nobody's putting 30 gold a head on kobolds.
Weirder stuff has happened.
What about this one? Hrolgan the Mighty has fallen. I don't even know who Hrolgan the Mighty is.
I don't either. I think that one's personally a troll.
Maybe.
Someone
no, that's a giant.
Someone that is messing with somebody.
Oh, I don't get it, but that's a giant. So, reward for discovering the location of his treasure cache. All right, well, undead in the area, help wanted. We could probably kill some undead, I bet. Housework, 2 silver a day. I mean, that's probably the safest bet. 2 silver a day is not a terrible wage. I'll at least pay for our stay here, more than likely. Possibly. Smith's assistant, I don't know if that's for us. And then signing up with the Snow Hearts is not on my it's not on my agenda today.
I don't even know what the Frost Hearts are.
The Snow Hearts. They're a mercenary clan. They mostly operate up north, but they're so big they can kind of just be anywhere.
Okay. I mean, you could technically think of it as making allies, if you wanted.
Yeah, but then you have to work for them. They make you sign a contract and all that good stuff. And I'm not about that life.
Alright. I say either the first one or the second one would be a good bet, depending on what they will pay for it.
Well, what you thinking? We could contact them both. How's that sound to you?
That sounds good.
And you actually hear a voice sound out behind you, and it's you turn and see it's a guy that's kind of he looks mostly human, but he's got kind of gray skin all the way through, slicked back black hair, and he's wearing this big long coat. And he's like, if you're looking for Rolgan the Mighty and his treasure hoard, I'm the guy you need to talk to.
Well, that's one down.
Ko's like, well, you talk to him.
You're coming with me.
Well, yeah, but you're talking to him.
Alright.
Come on, pull up a seat. And he's sitting at a table. There's two other people next to him. One is one's a human, the other one's a halfling, and they're both kind of eyeing you guys a little suspiciously, like they're suspicious of you.
Alright. Sure.
You have a seat?
Yeah.
You take a seat. Ko and Ashley both pull up a chair as well. And the guy leans forward and he... Now, Rogan the Mighty was a big old bad up in the north, you see. And word has it is that he's got a little bit of a treasure cache. And it's buried somewhere on the edge of the Dawnswood. And we're thinking that we have an idea of where it's at. Thing is, well, Rainey here isn't real strong. And Bobo here ain't real smart. So between the three of us, there's about enough brains and enough brawn to run a kitchen. Now, in terms of infiltrating defensive positions and securing this possible treasure cache, we're looking for adventurers that know their stuff. Do you know your stuff?
What kind of stuff are you looking for?
People that can fight, or otherwise dispatch of potential enemies. We can't imagine this place was left unguarded by Rogan.
Probably not if it exists.
Yeah, more than likely. We got two possible locations for it, but we're not 100% positive, and we went to the last one, but it was completely covered in these big bugs, and we could not get past it.
Big bugs?
Yeah, they're some kind of big, large insect. We're not sure what they are exactly, but we know that they're hostile, and we know that we're not strong enough to take them on. The city guard doesn't have any interest in it, since they're not a threat to the city. So we're just looking for adventurers that are willing to make looking to make a quick buck here.
Now, when you say big insects, how big?
A little bit bigger than, say, a wolf. They look a little bit like grasshoppers, but they got these big front mandibles that'll just slice a man in two.
Would I
Not
know
real
that's
pleasant.
a mantis?
You've never heard of anything like this.
Why did you talk like that when you were talking as the DM?
Because it is the voice that happens whenever I am mostly relaxing my throat.
Okay, that works. So, are we going to that place or another spot?
Well, you can go to that place and check it out. We're not 100% positive if that's it. There's another place not too far from here, about a day's travel north of the city. And we're not sure about this one. We haven't scouted it yet. But sources tell us that it's pretty heavily guarded by a whole bunch of ogres.
Do you think we could take ogres?
I mean, that's up to you. If you think you can
No,
take ogres,
I was literally asking them.
that's their response.
I was talking to Ko.
Oh, Ko's like, I mean, depending on how many there are, we could. I mean, there's always potential.
And how much are you paying for this?
Well, if you manage to secure the area for us, we're looking at paying you 50 gold. If you manage to secure the area to the point where we can go in, get the treasure, and you're willing to help us reclaim this treasure, 50 gold and 10% of whatever's in there.
Make it 30 and we got a deal.
30%?
Yeah.
20.
25.
Roll a persuasion check. think I'm gonna cut you off right there at 20.
Fine.
All right. Shakes out his hand, holds out his hand for a shake.
I lightly take it and shake it.
Okay. Shake his hand. Sits back. Pleasure doing business with you. Now, I'll be here if you need me, safe and sound in the comforts of this inn in my own home. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. We don't have much information to go off of, but we do know that you should probably be prepared if you go to the insect one, because those bugs are not they're not the happiest of folks.
Where
Goes
did
like,
he s-
go ahead.
Where was the insect one?
It's to the south and a little to the east of the city. Probably not even a 2 days march from here.
And the other one's a 1-day march, right?
Mm-hmm. There's one that's 2 days and one that's 1 day. We had a scout named Briar who reported this information to us. We're not sure where he's at the moment, but he should be somewhere in town. If you can find him, you might be able to get something else out of him, but we didn't manage to get him to talk much.
Isn't that usually indicative of him hiding information?
Yeah, it is. But me and my sort, we're not much for not much for extracting information. That's not our purview.
Did he seem at all terrified whenever you talked to him?
He seemed pretty scared when he came back. He didn't want to talk about it.
Which one was he
What?
scouting?
He scouted the north one, the one with the ogres.
Yeah.
And I suggest you talk to him about it because he was a little out of his mind when we talked to him.
You might get the hunch that he is. This isn't going to be good.
Yeah, you can always check it out and see for yourself. Ko's like, for the undead in the area help wanted one, we're gonna have to go talk to the city guard for that one. Keep in mind.
All right.
We can go now or we can go tomorrow. It's your choice.
Let's do that tomorrow.
It's kind of getting late anyways. And it is. It's probably, by this point, with the time that you've spent in the inn, moving in close to, I'd say it's just after sunset.
All right.
Ko's like, all right, well, I'm gonna get me a bed, a room, and I'm gonna sleep like a child. By that I mean I'm gonna wake up every 2 hours angry and hungry.
Yeah, you do that.
I will. Ashley's like, I'll just sleep in your room. It's like, yeah, you will. Sure, whatever. You want to share a room too, Eve? I'm sorry, Teal.
I'm good.
All right. And gets up, ruffles your hair a little bit. Be careful, kid. Goes up to the bar, and you can see her speaking with the barkeep there, and hands her a couple of hands her 2 gold. No, hands her 1 gold, and her and Ashley go up the stairs to a room up there, and you can see it's actually the first room on the left at the top of the stairs. You can still see it from your vantage point.
You have a good night, gentlemen. Have a
Yeah.
good day.
Pleasure's all ours. You have a great day.
I'm gonna get out and go to the barkeep.
And she, yes, can I help you?
I need a room, darling.
Oh, what kind of room would you like? We have the highest quality rooms are 3 gold a night, and then we just have our average rooms, which are a gold a night. The highest quality comes with meals paid for every night that you stay.
I'll take the 1 gold one.
You'll take the what?
1 gold.
That'll be a gold.
There you go.
Take the gold and head on up to your room, and you can see that it's actually quite a nice room. It's well furnished. There is a small basin filled with fresh, clear water to kind of wash your face or anything else in. And there's several rags that are in place, and there's a bed. It's a fairly spacious bed. There's a small wardrobe at the end of the bed, not like a stand-up wardrobe, but like a wardrobe chest. And there's a desk in the room as well with, a little bit of paper and writing utensils just kind of laying there. And there is a window in your room, and you can see out over parts of the city. And your view is of this kind of back street behind the inn, and you can see people going about, getting ready for the end of their day, and stuff like that. And are you just going to sleep, or?
Well, I'm going to lock my door, of course, and...
Okay, there is a bolt at the top of the door that you can slide to lock it.
Okay. And... I guess make sure the window is locked.
Okay. Yeah, the windows here are they're not glass. They're like a thin quartz. And they don't raise or anything. They're just glass set in the walls, or quartz set in the walls.
Where did you say bathing quarters was?
There is a bath. There is a bathhouse behind the inn, and you can actually see it from your room. There's a kind of small. It's not a shack so much as just an area outside the inn that's closed in over, and you can see that there's people going in and out of it. It's about half the size of the inn.
Okay, I want to go bathe and then go to sleep afterwards.
Okay. The bathhouse itself, there's a guard set in the bathhouse, and there's each bath has like separated rooms out. It looks like there's several almost stalls really for each bath, and you can hear other people. What?
Did you guys hear that nightmare sound that came out of his mic?
What happened?
I don't know. You were talking, and then it was for a second.
Okay, then.
You're gonna have to listen to the recording. I'll cut it and.
That's hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, but in the bathhouse, there's a guard set on duty, and you can see that there are several stalls for each bath. It's almost like going into a bathroom where there's several stalls for toilets, except for these are all just like tubs. And there's areas where you can there's a big area where you get the water and you can kind of fill your tub up as full as you want it. And the water is kept not quite boiling hot, but very, very warm over this kind of large fire area.
Okay.
And you take your bath. There's soaps and stuff like that. Oils provided. It is a fairly nice establishment for the price. And the bath is great. Good bath. Not as great as what you had at Castle Arendor, of course, but it's still pretty good. And then without incident, there's a couple other people, you can hear them taking their baths, and some of them are chatting over the stalls with each other and stuff like that. But without incident, you have your bath and return to the inn feeling refreshed. And that is where we will leave off for the night, because my voice is already starting to fade a little bit.
Yeah, it's okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay.